I was the first, but I won't be the last. This land is calling.
Hello and welcome to this last quarter-final first leg of the knockout stage of the AFC Champions League Two between Jeonbuk Hyundai and Sydney, here from the Yongin Miru Stadium in Yongin. Looking at the architectural delights here. Beautiful roof here at the Yongin Miru Stadium. Just 6 degrees, so a little bit parky. Need to be wrapped up well, but a clear sky. And perfect conditions for footballers to go out and run around and keep warm. Really been impressed with the Yongin Miru Stadium roof. Trying to work out where it sits within like the opening up of like a kaleidoscope roof. Really is pretty. Well, Jeonbuk know that they need to possibly have something in the locker after the first leg. I think this is a devilishly difficult one to call today. Jeonbuk will be looking to do their best. They're currently 6 in the K-League 1 with 4 points from just 3 matches. So it is here in South Korea early doors for their domestic season. And the head coach Gustavo Poyet, the 57-year-old Uruguayan, has changed a few things. Not much, but he has changed a few things. And of course, their AFC Champions League record winners in 2006, beating Al Karama 3-2 on aggregate. And in 2016, beaten Al Ain 3-2 on aggregate. Runners-up in 2011, lost to Al Sadd on penalties. So they know what it's like to win the big brother of the AFC Champions League Two. Can they put behind them what was quite a disastrous 2024 season, where they got through, finishing 10th out of 12 and winning the relegation playoff. Sprinkling of Sydney fans have made it across to South Korea, and they wait with bated breath. Former Sydney player Ufuk Talai will lead his side out today. Obviously a little bit weakened by the loss of Hayden Matthews to Portsmouth in the January transfer window. Their AFC Champions League record, not quite so good. Round of 16 in 2016, the first time they've been playing in the Champions League 2. Ranked 72 in the AFC rankings. But they do have some talent sprinkled across their squad that Ufuk Talai can call upon. Heartbeat of the music as Costa, who scored that last gasp winning goal in extra time for Sydney to go through against Bangkok United, takes his superstitious position at the back of the team lineup.
Let us welcome of Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors FC and Sydney FC.
관중 여러분, 지금부터 양팀 선수단 입장이 있겠습니다. AFC 챔피언스 리그 별들이 전북 현대 모터스 FC와 시드니 FC를 환영해 주시기 바랍니다. 선수단 입장!
Will be placed on that man's shoulders today. Andrea Compagno, brought in by Gustavo Poyet. 2 goals in the round of 16. And a different dynamic at the top of the park. The Asian Football Conference flag and the anthem welcomes the players to the pitch. Jeonbuk will be hoping to pop their way through or give themselves a good chance. But as we know in football, you can play incredibly well in the first leg and still lose. Paris Saint-Germain, just to let you know, that one over in the UEFA Champions League. Absolutely battered Liverpool last night, but I'm pretty sure you know that, and then got caught with a sucker punch. Anyway, the winners of this tie over 2 legs will go on to face possibly tournament favourites in Sanfrecce, Hiroshima, who absolutely thumped Lion City by 6-1 in the first leg. Could make the second leg a little bit academic. Little glance down. Alex Grant. We have 2 Grants at centre-half, Alex and Ryan Grant at centre-half for the side from Sydney. Jeonbuk's qualifying campaign, they did get beaten twice away at Selangor. The Malayan side beaten them by 2-1. And then they lost away at the Thai side, Muang Thong United. But they did qualify quite handsomely. The moment is upon us. Preliminaries done. And our first glimpse at the Jeonbuk side. Quite a few changes, but all eyes will focus on the Italian that will be leading the line, Andrea Compagno. But not to be missed out, Ming-Kyu and Jin-Woo, either side of him, have got a few goals in the competition so far. We do have a few other imports, I would say, but Nana Boateng is on the bench. No Andrigo Fernandez is injured. And the other Brazilian they have, Orobo, is not even making the bench. Our officials are all from Uzbekistan, and the referee Askar Najafalayev will be looking after it out in the middle, assisted by Ruslan Zitdanov and of course Shavkatov Bakiryokuja. VAR is also looked after by Nurs Safarov Ferdad, as the lead man on the bench, or in the little room around the corner with the television screen. Well, it's Harrison Devonishmere's preferred in goal. Andrew Redmayne has played a few games on the way through. Your back four's pretty straightforward. Courtney Perkins, Grant King and Ryan Grant. But the only change really is the number 6, Corey Holman, misses out from the game before. He is replaced in the middle of the park by Camijo. And at the top of the park, their number 9. Had a good game earlier on in the tournament, one I covered. Patrick Klimala is back. And one person that stood out in that game, Anas Huahim, is on the bench. Excuse me. There's a man that put them through past Bangkok. Extra time curler. Who plays on the left of the 3 behind the back, the front man. Who's going to start the fastest? Who's going to put their foot on the ball and make the most of the home advantage or away advantage? Is there pressure off Sydney? Is there pressure on Jeonbuk? Time for talking has stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are underway with Sydney here for the quarter-final first leg, the last of the quarter-finals first legs to be played. As you can see, Sydney pretty much laying the ball forward. Jeonbuk won the free kick. The referee was very quick to offer a free kick on the far side. Ryan Grant with the tidying up operation. A little bit scrappy at the moment, but we are only 37 seconds in. A little bit of settlement required. Lolly with the throw, finds Costa. Lolly tries to get it back, but it skews off the legs, and it's another throw in. Gustavo Puyo. A well-known face, and assisted by the former Ipswich fullback Mauricio Tarico. Sena. Well, he's tried the ball inside the fullback on the far side, but it didn't really come off there. Ryan Grant finds Costa. Costa back to Alex Grant. Time for Devonish Mears to have his first touch. Thankful for that, no doubt. Joe just finding a nice little hole there found by Cacares. King down the line. Lolly with a little bit of skill, but blocked out fairly easy. Sydney currently in their season. They're not doing too bad. From New South Wales, 7th in the league, 29 points from 19 matches. Under that man, Ufuk Talai. Klimala, Lolly. Cammy Joe with the first shot. Off the outside of the left boot, always sailing away. Wataru Cammy Joe. It'll be an overnight success for Gustavo Puyo. He'll want to get his own things. That's a lovely turn, I have to say. Lovely feet on this near side as well. Jinwoo, Compagno over the top. Jinwoo's trying to run in behind Courtney Perkins, but Ryan Grant tied us up with Alex Grant. Sena, Leo Sena will let Devonish Mears have another touch. Costa found Cacares, but again, Taiwan put it forward. Banyo tries to go forward. It's a little bit scrappy, as I said earlier on. It's looked to be settling down, and it looks as though we're going to have a pretty strong press from Jeonbuk. But it's going to be whether Sydney can play around that press. Sydney very happy to play the ball. Costa near side, Courtney Perkins. Leo Sena. Options far side for King. Ryan Grant. Sena. Ryan Grant. You'd have to say that Sydney have opened up, finding the instep of the boots a lot better than Jeonbuk, who haven't had too much of the ball in his first 4 minutes. Joel King. Saying that at the moment, Sydney are finding little holes. Lolly there with a chance to try and get in between the lines. Excellent coverage there by Jinseop. But Wataru Kamicho was almost fell by his own player. Alex Grant. Sena. Grant looking near side for Courtney Perkins. Good header away on this near side by Jinwoo. Andrea Compagno cannot hold off the close attentions there of Ryan Grant. And Sydney build again. Alex Grant. Cacares gets it back. Lovely bit of skill on the line now by Courtney Perkins. Cacares tries to go through. Good cover there. Coming in, sliding challenge by Kuk-young. Glimala, nicely back. That's not a good ball by Alex Grant, cut out by Compagno. Glimala wins it back, but his pass to Costa isn't good enough, and the Italian Andrea Compagno upended by young Mr. Costa. Sides will look at they'll show their hands, and I think at the moment the hands being shown by Sydney that they are going to play football, and that's what Ufuk Talay wants them to do. Yoongbin coming short this time is Yoongjai. Jinseok to Yoongbin. Yoongjai round the corner. Neat layoff. Chang Hoon is the target. Ball is out of play on the far side. Nerves will undoubtedly get the better of these two sides. Jeonbuk with a very proud history, but there has been some decline over recent years, which is needs to stop at some point, and Poyet will be the man to try and do that. And the way they've opened up the season compared to the way they ended last season, they are certainly playing with a bit more belief. Yoongbin. Oh, just shows too much. Kakares with a little flick forward. Klimala. Bit of a heavy touch there. Good covering though in the middle of the park by Yoongjai. And a bit of lip reading there will tell you that Klimala didn't think that the referee actually saw the inadvertent touch. He thought he got the throw. Taihwan just a little bit quiet inside the stadium at the moment, and that'll be everything that Sydney want to do. Compagno this time with the heavy challenge on Kamijo. Yep, Kamijo getting a little bit of the elbow just to the back of the ear. Inadvertent, but difficult to jump without using your arms. Although side by side, I think he could have stood on the ground and still headed it above Kamijo. Costa with the free kick. Routine done. Spinning around the back. Ryan Grant goes up. Headed away. Shot on the volley by Kamijo. Always know. You watch this when it drops out to Kamijo. Wataru Kamijo. Almost immediately he hits it. He knows it's going nowhere. Having played football myself, you just instinctively know as it leaves the boot, the contact. Little flick saved a desperate situation in fairness as Min-kyu comes in field. Little flick with the boot. Near side chance here for Taihwan to drive forward. That's strong work by Courtney Perkins, but in the end he was just shouldered off the ball by Jinwoo. Got his body across the man, but Jinwoo was a little bit more desire, one would say. Pulled a dangerous looking ball back, and it is the first corner of the game. Ryan Grant with the clearance. 10th minute of the first half. That's got the crowd back on their feet. Had got a wee bit quiet inside the Yongin Miru Stadium. And it is Yoongjai to take this corner. And I dare say that Compagno, just with the naked eye, who stands a couple of inches taller, is going to try and use Jinseok wearing the 4 just as a bit of a block so that the Italian can get a free header. Danger here. Yoongjai going to swing it in right-footed. Does so. Big header away by Courtney Perkins. Klimala doesn't do too much there, and the loose ball is fired back into the Sydney box, which is finally cleared. Yoongjai. Taihwan inside this time to Youngbin and across on the far side and away for Tai Hyun. Just making a little heavy weather though, Jeonbuk trying to clear their lines, and it's been a sprightly start by the visitors. Jinwoo. Kakare's in front. Nice little ball back inside to Youngjae. He's going to be the man that tries to screen. But he might see a lot of the ball, might need to pass it with a little bit of more adventure near side. Taihwan, can he get the ball into the box? Well, he's got it in, flicked out of there. Well, Jinwoo has got a bit on it. First real attempt on goal. Seems to have taken a little bit of a bang somewhere. Lovely ball there by Youngjae. Tantalising cross. Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a hip bone now. Into the side of the ear as Alex Grant tried to shut the space down. Jinwoo, yep, would have felt that one. Poirier and Tariko. Just going to try and get some instructions out to the right back, Taihwan. Jinwoo's up. Just making sure his jaw is still attached just by either ear. Alex Grant just shutting it down. And off we go again, Sydney. Sena. Allowed to run forward, maybe just giving it away. Jinwoo with his first action, but Grant again launched it the opposite direction. Courtney Perkins. Kakares, good feet. Sena. Kamijo. Costa picks up the pieces. Kakares and Costa. Costa who sort of comes alive in the final third for Sydney. Sena thought he was fouled. Nothing doing. It's just Kook Young was a little too physical for him. Playing it very tight. So Hwan got it inside Youngjae, and of course centre half will now just bring it forward. Jin Seok. It's not a bad lay-on, but Compagno not the fastest turn now, and it was easily cleared by the Sydney defence. Two evenly matched sides, different styles, differing styles, I'd say. I wouldn't say in this opening 15 minutes that Sydney has seen anything that's going to frighten them. Not that they wouldn't have known beforehand, if that makes sense. And likewise, you fancy Jeonbuk are going to be neat and effective and try and play through, but could be spurious passes and loose passing that causes the problem. Lolly with the chance to cross. Held up on the far side this time by Taihun. King. Sena. So you just look a little bit more composed on the football. Sena to King. King, who's primarily down as a left back, but popping up on the right back berth, so nice to have a two-footed full back. Alex Grant. Courtney Perkins, quickly under pressure from Jinwoo. Kamijo, caught in possession. Well, he got away with that one. Costa. Coming down the right. Comes in on his left. It's a nice ball to Courtney Perkins. First touch a little heavy. Back to Costa again. Opposite side. looking round the back. I think that could be offside, but the flag didn't go up. Did look as though he just strayed a little further forward there, King. Now the break is on. Min-kyu, crossfield ball. Jin-woo now. Oh, the flag's up on this side. Nerves will be a premium here. You know, this is a quarter-final first leg. You can't go through just winning the first leg. You've got to have the overall aggregate to go through. But I suppose if you're ultimately the home side, you're looking to go to your opposition's barn, as they might call it, with something for you to hang your hat on and go forward from. So there may be just a little bit more tension in the shoulder blades of the Jeonbuk players. Sydney have been given plenty of time on the ball and they've knocked it around quite nicely. Ryan Grant to Alex Grant, and that's a very loose pass. And it's that sort of pass there from Alex Grant, who knows it wasn't the best in the world, that just gives away momentum, just gives away a little bit of impetus to the opposition. Jin-seok. Nice bit of work there by Young-jae. Tai-hwan with a crossfield ball, looking for Tai-hyun, and he finds Tai-hyun. Young-jae with a crossfield ball. Well kept, a little bit ungainly, but in fairness by Tai-hwan. Support coming in. It's an awful ball and it's an awful clearance. Chance here for Campagna to put it in. Real chance here. Jin-woo has to turn away. Kamijo there. A couple of mistakes in the last couple of minutes for Wataru Kamijo. All he'll want to do now is just get the ball at the end of his feet and just relax a touch, because he's found himself a little bit at a sort. Costa giving the ball away. Kakares, Klimala. Opportunities here. Lolly tries to run through. Costa's got to pick up the pieces. Nice little block there by Jin-seok. Kakares, lovely reverse ball again. Lolly, can he get the shot across? And it's the first real stinger of the palms there for Bumkyun. Very tight angle. Lolly maybe advancing in years, but Sydney's player of the season last year. Chang Hoon. Young Ben. Well, Tai-hwan, and on the opposite side, Tai-hyun. Do like to go forward, but the ball's out to the forward thinking full-backs from Jeonbuk at the moment. They're a little bit pedestrian. There we go. Tai-hyun. Tempo maybe just a little on the slow side from Jeonbuk, but they know in Sydney they've got a side that can run with the ball. Chance here for the ball into the box, cleared away by Alex Grant. Min-kyu just tidies up, but just a little feeling at the moment that there's more anxiety in the bodies of the Jeonbuk side. Maybe not just letting it flow there, sort of trying to get it to the place, and therefore that little desperation placed on the ball, that little anxiety placed on the ball is making it hard for people to control and get it under control quickly. So funny what the mind does when you're playing sport. Young Ben. Turn around the corner this time by Kook-young, and then all the way back by Young-jae, but it's not utterly convincing, I'd have to say, from the home side at the moment, for me, a commentator. But it doesn't have to be convincing. It only has to be a win. And Joel King there. not too happy with his own football skills on the far side. Minkyu with the throw back. Hyundai around the corner. Jinwoo very quickly seized upon by Wataru Kamijo, but ball is back in possession with the home side. The route to this point for Jeonbuk opened up with a coasting victory, 3-0 up at half-time, a 6 by full time against Cebu of the Philippines in their first group game in Group H. Then they, again, thumped Muathong United from Thailand by 4-1, but they were second best in the first half, and then 3 goals in 9 minutes won the game. Cross deep into the box here, comes off the heads. Near side, it's Taiwan, puts it back in. Oh! Compagno and Devonish Mears having a little bit of a coming together. Gonna be a handful, you think, Compagno. And that'll be right at the coach's manual there. Whilst it was never going to be a goal. A little sort of eyebrow wink from the Italian to the keeper to say, you're not going to come out and claim it without me giving you a bit of a hard time. Grant. Klimala runs into 2 there. Kamijo wins it back, but it's all a little bit unnecessary. Yongbin all the way back to Taiwan. And now Jin Seop. Space here for Young Jae. Minkyu inside again for the underlapping fullback this time. But trying to build a bit of space this side for the right back Taiwan, who supplied that cross earlier on. Young Jae. Again, the target was Compagno. Klimala with an alternative way of giving the ball straight back to the opposition. Devonish Mears out to claim for the ball that's just flicked over the top. Well, we're halfway through the first half. Sydney will be, I would say, the happier of the sides. Courtney Perkins there. Tries to find Costa, but again, it's all a little bit rushed and calmed down by Costa. Costa to Senna out on the far side to King. Carry on, says the referee. Costa slips it through. Klimala won't get that. Well, deep discussions on the bench. It's just out on this near side to Yongbin, and now on the far side to Jin Seop. 4-0 there. Ryan Grant's gone through the back of the Italian, and the referee right on the spot there. Nadia Falayev just decided that I don't really have to do much here, so just have a little blow of the whistle. Very obvious. Jeonbuk have thwarted a bit of Sydney. Well, that's good work by Jinwoo, although he's fouled Kamijo, according to the referee. That's the centre-half of Yongbin that's down. Didn't see exactly what happens just at the white. Klimala coming in. Interesting. Courtney Perkins and Gustavo Poyet just exchanging notes on exactly what they thought happened, but the use of the elbow by Courtney Perkins, I think, having seen the replay, was a little bit a drift of what actually happened. Ryan Grant lifted forward here, break on. Devonish Mears out. Took no prisoners whatsoever there. Chang Hoon was a man that was trying to break through the centre. Just ebbing back now, I'd say, the way of the home side. I use my chairometer to work this out when I'm sat in the commentary position, and you may ask, what's the chairometer? If it swivels too far one way, then I tend to think that one side, as I straddle the halfway line, is getting the upper hand, and I do tend to be looking more to my right-hand side as I face the pitch, as you see the pictures, which says to me that Jeonbuk are just starting to grow into the contest. Nice reverse pass by Young Jae. Nicely played out by Chang Hoon. Min Kyu now. King backing off. In the end, Alex Grant got across. A little flick, easy for Devonish Mears to take. Not sure Andrea Calvagno really wants it along the ground. I think he would like to be seeing the wide men popping crosses in for him to go and attack. Grant, Cacares. Can't find Klimala, but has a chance to atone with it. Gets it up to Costa. Cacares works hard. Just kills the tempo, though. The momentum in the break. Kamijo set up. Costa. King. Outside Min Kyu. Taro Kamijo takes it back from whence it came. Costa now with a chance to try and make something happen. Tries to get it into Klimala. Well watched this time and away by Young Bin. Set up. Alex Grant. Leo set up. It's done well to retain possession, but the momentum of the move has broken down. It's got very congested as Jeonbuk have managed to get themselves back in a disciplined shape in front of the ball. Good feed by Costa. Works a bit of space. Lolly. King. Flailing arms there, just taking out Taekun. A bit like Muhammad Ali's ghost punch of the Brown Bomber back in the 60s. I didn't actually see where that caught him on the chin. And Joel King's the same way. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's a big cultural divide back to the 60s. World Heavyweight Championship. They always look at it and think the phantom punch by Muhammad Ali is so fast. Jai. A bit awkward there for Taehyun because he came inside and there was very little options for him to move it forward. Young Jai. Young Bin. And at the moment they're quite pedestrian. I know that Gustavo Poyet is pretty early into his reign here. Jeonbuk, who took over in December 2024. And having taken a bunch of players who flirted with relegation last year, added some players and then trying to impress the way he wants to play. We're in the embryonic stages of seeing what Gustavo Poyet will actually do. Courtney Perkins tries to find Costa. Costa back to Alex Grant. Camicho back to Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant finds Leo Senna. Grant looking for the run on this near side. Courtney Perkins can get the ball across the face of goal. It is the first Sydney corner. And again, like the first service match in a tennis match, on your own serve, you really want to get this first set piece right. Both defensively and offensively. Sydney have dealt with the corners for Jeonbuk, and now they get the chance to threaten the home side's goal. Costa with the corner. Bit of a pushing match for Camicho, who's trying to get round his man, but his opposite number is really not letting him go anywhere. Costa looks as though he's going to pull it out towards the penalty spot. Referee keeping a close eye on that gaggle at the back post. Again, the swirl into the front post. Well defended. Minkyu couldn't control it. Costa with a lovely touch down. Had the chance to swing it in first time. Didn't think he had a lot of options there. Kirkades to Sena. The Grant boys at centre half, playing between themselves before it goes back to Devonish Mears. Joe King. That's not too dangerous, but it's not a ball you'd really want to see floated to your left-sided centre half on the edge of his own 18. Means you've got to take a touch. Sena makes a few yards. Klimala, Courtney Perkins, Kakanes goes on the underlapping run. Tracked on this near side. Well, Jinwoo stopped, and in the end gave the chance there for Sena to try and clip a straight ball through. Diego Costa Shimpan just choked behind the goal there by Bunkyun. Jinwoo, crossfield ball finds Minkyu. Back to Tai Kwon. Not really gave Bunkyun much of a chance there, and it's dispossessed. Lolly had a quiet first half. King's going to try and go outside of him. Lolly slips it into the feet, back to goal for Klimala, back to Lolly. Lolly side foots. Not to be accurate for that one, you think, to have beaten Bunkyun in goal for Jeonbuk from there. The defensive block cleared it, and now it's the opposite end of the field of play. Minkyu just watched Ryan Grant play it back to Devonish Mears. Kirkades. Klimala got him behind here. Can he bring it down? Lovely chest trap. Klimala! 1-0. You don't have to say have a chance, son, because he's absolutely thrashed that into the roof of the net. Fine finish by Klimala, and it was ultimately just a straight ball right over the top. got away from the centre half, and he finished it, that's for sure.
Goal for Sydney FC by player number 9.
Smiles all round for Sydney, precious away goal. Cáceres with the ball over the top. Fullback got the wrong side of his name. And it is lifted beautifully above the keeper. I'm just going to look at the keeper. Jeonbuk Hyundai, has he gone down a little too early? No, I think he's caught out, really. It's not the route most people would have gone. Klimala with the instep of the left boot, high into the net. And Ufuk Talay shows his delight. Just to get that goal, just to take it to your own patch, just gives a little edge. And it now says to the home side, Jeonbuk, you've got to come and find us now. Will it be the perfect away performance from Sydney? They've been, by and large, in your humble commentator's opinion, more precise and concise on the football, without looking too threatening, but they are in front now. And of course, they can now allow Jeonbuk to try and come out and find an equaliser in this first leg. Jinwoo, good steal there by Grant. Taiwan. Young-jae. Young just moving it on. Oh, Gustavo Poyet. We're looking for the positives from this first 38 minutes. I think at the moment he'll be maybe just thinking of moving the ball a little quicker. They are trying to go from side to side, which is the want of many coaches and managers nowadays, but you can go side to side one too many times, and that allows the team to get in behind. And again, Klimala's making a run. Being tracked here, gets another shot, good save, chance for a second, good save again. Jeonbuk Hyundai with 2 saves. That could have been really, really bad news for Jeonbuk. They've got to thank their keeper for those double saves. Klimala, well, was thinking he was meant to have the nicest 3 minutes for quite some time, but again, it's a straight ball over the top. Jeonbuk couldn't go with Klimala, who's caused a problem. And there is the stat to show just 2 against 7. Ball over the top. Klimala does really well. It's the first shot on. It's not the greatest save by the keeper. And the second's about putting his body in the way, but Jeonbuk are seeing a few little warning signs being thrown out here. Patrick Klimala has a few words with the referee regarding the love hugs there. Courtney Perkins. Klimala's the target. Lolly tries to get inside, but this time it was Jin-seop that got it up in the air. Minkyu with the layoff there. Good work by Kamijo. Lolly tries to run it through. Klimala, though, was backing away. Easy this time for Jin-seop to get it away, but again, Ryan Grant this time. And Andrea Campano with a little bit of a coming together, or locking of legs, one would say. A few ideas just lacking for Jeonbuk there. If I was a fan of Jeonbuk, I'd be wanting to see a little bit more pace in their attacks. Jinwoo is back to the halfway line yet again. Hyungbin square to Jin-seop. coming together off the ball. Deep cross in. Campagno is the man. It's a great save by Devonish Mears. And that is exactly what I said no more than 10 minutes ago, if you were with us. Get it out, sling it in. Campagno wants it in the air. And that's a very fine save down to his left-hand side by Devonish Mears, because he would have been put off by the fact that the Italian was not even looking at the ball. Read the redirect. Corner taken short. Young Jai puts a deep one in. That's not Andrea Campagno's forte. But Gustavo Poyet will have been a bit happier with the fact that Jeonbuk have just put a little bit of pressure and stretched the keeper there. Just put a little doubt into the back of the Sydney FC rear guard. It's a simple plan. Get the ball wide, whip it in, and let your centre forward go and challenge for the ball inside the penalty area of the opposition. Well, we're moving towards the halfway point. Managers now will be assessing what they need to say to their respective squads as they get them back inside the changing rooms, wondering whether they make a change or let it run for another 15 minutes. I always feel that the person possibly with a harder team talk at halftime will be Ufuk Tulay, because he won't want to just go in and say more of the same, please. He'll want to add a little bit of a chastening in there to sort of say that, yeah, okay, you can pat yourselves on the back all you like, but 45 minutes, if you think you've won it, you know, get out. So he's got to have an angle with his team talk. Whereas Poyet, you know, he's just got to demand more. He's got to ask his players to show more. Almost feel a little bit more clear indication in his team talk. Klimala with the only goal. 36th minute. Caceres with the ball over the top. Klimala with the finish. Could have had a second moments later, just 3 minutes later. Lunkyun was the man that saved twice from him. Sydney will be quite happy now to carry this through to the break. Caceres, well, he's got three around him and he's almost tiptoed through the oh, well, that's not very good from Young Taida. Gave up, allowed the cross to go in from Costa. Chung Hoon this time on Sena. Chung Hoon now trying to reach around the side. Just seems a little flat from the home side at the moment. Little inspirational characters required. Somebody who's going to take the ball and the game by the scruff of the neck and say, right, I'm going to go for it. Certainly got a leader in Andrea Campagno. But he's one end of the field taken quickly. Costa, Camijo. Trying to find Courtney Perkins, but a little elaborate. Well, we're into a minimum of 2 to be added on at the end of the first half. Jeonbuk won't want to just hear harsh words at half-time. They want to hear clear defining instructions on what they need to do, because Poyet has had a good look at the Australian side in the first 45. Does he see a weakness? Does he see something they can exploit? Can he make the changes to exploit that? Personally, in the past, when managers just come in and fire verbal volleys off after verbal volleys, then, you know, without saying what you possibly should be looking to do, it doesn't always work. Lolly on the ball. Costa. Poor touch there. Allows Hukyung to play it back, and Jeonbuk will build again. Taiwan. Jinseok. I think he wanted a ball back, but Young Tai. Taiwan down the line. Well, Jinsu's run himself into the ground there. Wants a free kick. Was doing his second move in his head before the first move was completed. Lost his footing. And that is the end of the first half here at the Yongin Miru Stadium here in Yongin. There's quarter-final AFC Champions League Two, first leg quarter-final. Sees the visitors lead by a goal from Patrick Klimala. Fine finish. Ball over the top from Kakares. Jeonbuk have got to find something within themselves. They just seem to be playing a lot more inhibited. But as they make their way down to the tunnels to get those words of inspiration from their two coaches, it is here at the break. Jeonbuk 0, Sydney 1.
I landed in an unexplored territory. I saw things you wouldn't believe. I was the first.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of this quarter-final first leg here in the AFC Champions League Division 2. The last of the quarter-finals to play their first leg. Another break. It's Jeonbuk 0, Sydney 1. And it has been a sobering first 45, we'd have to say, for Jeonbuk. They look as though they're going to make a change at the break as well. Poirier is going to be sending on Jeon, and we'll wait to see who he replaces. Drop him in defence as well. Alex Grant. They now look a little sign there. Long time no see. Well, a little bit of a cool ambience inside the stadium. I think the reinforcement from Gustavo Poirier will be, let's quite simply hang it up from wide, get it in there and cause problems. Campagno has already shown he can climb, and the two Grant centre-halves will have difficulty dealing with his height. Fine goal on 36 though. Patrick Lamala, long ball over the top from Caceres. And the full-back, Tai Huan, got himself in the wrong position. And that man in your picture went through and lifted it high into the net. It's a nice finish. Well, the change is made. Yeah, it looks as though Jeonbuk is going to be partnered now by Young. And the man that has been removed, Young Bin, seemed to be struggling. And off for the second half. 45 minutes to set the tone for the second leg.
Substitution for Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors FC. Player number 2.
Jeonbuk out on the far side to Tai Huan, who goes long. Easy for Alex Grant just to push it on the far side, although Courtney Perkins has done his best just to put it out of play. Poirier, who took over, as I say, back in December 24, still trying to put his footprint down on this football club and how they play. They were on a low ebb after a disastrous domestic season, Jeonbuk. And they are one of the highly decorated South Korean sides. Hyun out on this near side. Tai Hyun. All give and go. They need a little bit more. Yoon Jae put it forward. The flick is a little bit extravagant, but either way, they're looking to try and make inroads in the Sydney defensive areas. Courtney Perkins with the header down. Caceres. Alex Grant almost got his feet in a little bit of a tangle there. But in fairness, got himself out of it by thrashing the ball out of play. Substitute Hyun. Now that's near side to Tai Hyun. Min-kyu. Min-kyu doesn't look to be sort of moving with real freedom. Joel King is a judge to have played that from off the field of play. Ian. Jeonbuk all the way back to Bunkyun. Marvellous double save, 39th minute. Klimala took it really early, good save. Rebound came out to Klimala. Second attempt with his left peg was saved by the legs of Jeonbuk Hyundai. That could have been curtains, in fairness, at that point. I just feel that Jeonbuk's confidence was a little bit brittle at that point. Hyun. Tai Hyun. Min-kyu. Fullback runs into fullback. All over the top, Min-kyu's got him behind. Ryan Grant goes across to cover it off. Headed away by Kami-jo. Wouldn't sit there, but they've managed to dink the ball out. Play back in again. Sydney survive a little scare. Costa has just added to it. But Kami-jo picks up the loose ball and tries to drive forward. And again, the ball was on to Klimala, who pulled away intelligently. Kakares, Costa, Sena. A little too hands-on. Well, that man there, Ufuk Talai, will know that one goal, the way the game has panned out so far, and added to the one they've already got, could actually see them put themselves in a presentable position for the second leg. It's not all over, that's for sure. Looking at the sides before us, Jeonbuk are sort of struggling somewhat to cause a lot of consternation in the Sydney ranks, but as the game goes deeper into the 90 minutes, we'll see the Sydney boys, you fancy, drop off a little bit deeper and concede ground. Ian Bunkyun. Chance here, just a spin away by Kuk-yeon, given away though. Kami-jo to Costa. Nice layoff, lovely bit of space. Lovely ball into the feet. Klimala though, held up this time by Yinchup. But again, he just fancies there's a little bit more in the armoury of Sydney. As you watch this game from the television screens or in the stands, wherever you are. Min-kyu helps Costa up. Douglas Costa to swing it in. Ryan Grant had a free header and he's put it wide. And in fairness, he stooped to conquer there as that ball came in and dropped in front of him. I do wonder if he could have just chopped the chest on it and fired a shot off. Got his body in a little bit of a tangle. Fair play to him, he made his mind up quickly as the flight of the ball came in that he was going to header it, but might not have been the right decision. Anyway, back on the ball. Corny Perkins, under pressure from Campagno, goes back to Devonish Mears. And that is a classic way of putting yourself under pressure. That ball back from Ryan Grant, the captain, to Corny Perkins, gave him absolutely no hope whatsoever. First touch was to save it going out for a corner, and by which time, on the stretch, he was closed down. Ufuk Talai will look at that and think, that's just not what we don't do. We manufacture a chance for the opposition in those sort of situations. Be a little bit more precious with the football. King down the line. Costa. King might get onto the loose ball. Tries to get it forward for Joe Lolly. King stealing a few yards before launching it down the line. Lolly tries to help it on. Back it goes to Kamijo. Turns away nicely this time by Chan-hoon. Wataru Kamijo. Good idea. Jun cuts it out. Jinwoo now. Fair play to Sydney. Jinwoo took one step inside. 3 blue shirts around him. And Sydney is saying, you can play the ball in front of us all day long. Min-kyu has got in behind King. King comes across. Min-kyu rolls it to the edge. First time shot. Well, Senna was the first one on the scene, which alarmingly means that the pass wasn't that good. Alarmingly, that is, if you're a Jeonbuk supporter, and if you are a Sydney supporter, you're over the moon with a misplaced pass by the opposition in the final third. Young-jae, Jin-steop, Young-jae again. Jun's first touch, so heavy. Swung it a little bit shallow. Taiwan. Jinwoo. Young-jae. Will he fancy it? Pulls the trigger. I think that young Devonish Mears went off to his left-hand side, but he always knew he had it covered. Gustavo Puyo there, waving at the substitutes, and maybe a change coming. A little leg there from Alex Grant, turned it wide of the post. Third corner of the match for Jeonbuk. Young-jae whips it in, flicked header off the top of the crossbar, and who is it? None other than Andrea Campagno. And again, it's just pop it in the box, put it in the aerial spot, and he will have every opportunity of winning something. Got away that time from Alex Grant. Again, it's not the cleanest header by him. We've seen one off the back of his head, great save by Devonish Mears, and we've seen that one off the nape of the neck, and it hits the top of the crossbar. But it is the worry from a ball hung up in the 18-yard box of Sydney that will cause concern. And if you are Ufuk Talay, you won't want any cheap set pieces given away in your half. Saying that, Kamijo preferred, as I say, to Holman in the middle of the park. Alex Grant comes forward. The greatest first touch there by Courtney Perkins. Tries to atone for it, but Jin-seop just plays it out on the far side. Jinwoo is about to come on. Forward of note. Chance here by Klimala. Foyer has seen enough. He wants to spice up the attack, but again, the ball carrying there. There's a little bit, it's going to be 3. Looks like Nana Boateng's about to come on as well. And also coming on is Byung-gwan, wearing the 19. Well, Chang-hoon goes off. And so does Kook-young. And Min-kyu, who didn't seem to be moving as cleanly as expected.
Substitution for Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors FC.
Well, that's a pretty decisive move there by Poyet. Alex Grant upended. No, referee says it isn't. Campagno got the ball through, and then the whistle goes. Referee had a momentary satellite delay between what he saw and then his whistle. Yeah, pretty clear there. There's a real chance there for the substitute to come on. Byung-gwan. You know, many times I've commentated on matches, and I'm going to take a little nod here to ask Jeff Iliev, the referee. Hardly noticed him out there, which means he's doing a good job. Caceres and Costa stand over the ball. Again, the spinning one round the back. Headed away this time by Yun. Alex Grant. He's north of the ball, and Taiwan lofts it forward. Caceres allows Devonish Mears just to smite the ball forward. And Joe Lolly can only guide it out for a throw. Well, you'd expect to see Boateng against his first touch here. Ghanaian. He's had a nice ball into the middle of the park. Seung-woo tries to play it forward. Kamijo cuts it out. It'll become now, with about half an hour to go, a little bit more nervy for Ufuk Talai, because he is the head coach of Sydney. They lead by a goal to nil, and in the grand scheme of things, they've not been put under too much pressure, but there is a threat aerially in their penalty area should Jeonbuk start putting crosses in, because the man just to the left of your picture up there, Andrea Campagno, has gone close aerially inside the box. And it's a slender lead, so he won't want to sit back. He'll want to try and just take another goal and take the wind out of Jeonbuk's sails. But Jeonbuk now, with 3 changes, will be completely the opposite. They'll want to go now. They'll want to try and get that ball forward. Klimala brings it down. Jin Seok. Caceres allows his man on the outside, Taiwan, to play it back inside the Boateng. Sung-byung. Taehyun in. There's Campagno, this time with a little grazed header onwards. Caceres picks up the pieces. But the 2 Grant centre-halves, Ryan, captain, and Alex, not enjoying the, I won't say bombardment, because it's been hardly that, but when the ball is put aerially into their penalty area, they've not dealt with Campagno very well. Chance again here for the ball to be whipped in. Campagno's just over the top of his head again. Flag's gone up for offside. But that is what you fancy Poyet's got to get done now. He's got to get that ball turned forward. Crazy little bit of going early there by Byung-gwan. Looks very calm, doesn't he, our referee today? Very big stadium. Well, there's Ryan Grant's been asked to go off the field of play. There must be a little bit of blood from coming together. Gustavo Poyet there. Holman is about to come on, and so is Segacic, who has scored a few goals on his way through. And Segicic is going to replace Douglas Costa. And Holman is going to replace the man that replaced him in the starting lineup, Kamijo. Boos go up as the walk to the touchline is certainly not going to win any Olympic walking races in terms of pace. Segicic has been pretty prolific in the competition and more of an impact player, as you can see. Good turn there by Tae-hyun. Yoon-chae trying to build it up on the far side. Jeonbuk sends it back though, and again it's a very disciplined Sydney FC side. 11 back behind the ball. They're trying to make sure that they can't be played through or down the flanks. Boateng. Well, they're coming together there. This time Alex Grant goes down under a challenge. Young-Guan is the man that tangles with Alex Grant. Yeah, just into the back. Spicy bit of the game now, as I would call it. 25 minutes on the clock. Little layoff here. Chance to drive forward. Will he pull the trigger? Does pull the trigger. Lofted rather too much so by Yoon-chae. But positive that Jeonbuk have closed them down inside the half of their visitors. And Sydney will be over the moon, quite frankly, as well as Sain has gone down injured. King thrusts the ball forward. Sain is feeling the knock on his ankle, but the referee's doing nothing about it. He obviously had a closer pair of eyes than I did. Could be one of those coaches at moments where go down, hamstring, stop the game, break it up. Yoon-chae loses out. Sain are back on his feet. He is okay now. Through to Klimala. Klimala's got Segicic going through. Klimala, right foot shot. It is 2. And Klimala fires his second in on 66. Exactly half an hour after his first. And he literally just had everything in front of him just open up. Pulled the ball, come short, turned. Jeonbuk were backing off. And that, you think, gives Sydney some real breathing space. Jeonbuk backs off, the run of Segicic takes it away, and then it's just a straightforward right foot low shot. Doesn't need a second invitation. And a keeper, Moon-kyun, can't get anywhere near it. Klimala doubles his tally on the night and doubles Sydney's tally. Gus Poyet will be absolutely mortified. No pressure on the ball there at all. As Senna and Klimala with their well-rehearsed, thriller-esque, I don't know, show me age now, thriller-esque zombie claws out, I don't know, but either way they're happy as Larry. Man, the other day, he is a happy man, is Larry. Jeonbuk have now got to look within. They have to be very, very careful that this tie doesn't ebb away from them, as it seems to be doing just at this moment in time. Jeonbuk taken away by a good intelligent run by the Segicic, the 7, who's going to put pressure on him again here. That allowed Jeonbuk just to back off and allowed Klimala to set himself and strike that in from some 24 yards. Hyundai. Tae-hyun. Decent ball over the top. Jinwoo's in behind. Can he pull it back? Can't find Campagno. It's not beyond Jeonbuk that they can actually get back into this game. Jinwoo got across Ryan Grant. Lovely rollback. Fairness though, Alex Grant got there first. Tantalisingly close. Checking for a possible penalty. I would like to see that again, because in my open eyes and my commentary eyes, I don't get to see it again. I didn't see anything untoward, so no penalty anyway. Again, the ball over the top, trying to find Tae-hyun. Covering by King, corner to Jeonbuk. Chance for an aerial assault here by Andrea Campagno. Taking it short though, swung in. Jae-young, it's an excellent header away by Lolly. Boateng with the first opportunity. And in the end, bravely cleared. A little bit of rattling now. Alex Grant this time. Just checking that all is where it should be. Not sure how that quite happened. But he's smiling. 70 minutes now. Sydney have the game where they want it. Certainly this first leg. A little angle for them is, do they go and find a third and maybe open the door up at the back to give themselves a real cushion going into the second leg? I would suggest that they keep it tight. If an opportunity comes their way, then try and take it, but I don't think they should be going chasing it. Jeonbuk, of course, they'll want to try and get some solace out of this game. 2-1 is better than 2-0. 2-2 is better than 2-1, so they need to try and get back into this game sooner rather than later, with 70 minutes having elapsed already. Akares, Holman just helps it forward, but Boateng finds Young Jae. Good starting position from the Australian keeper. Devon Ishmeers just eke a few seconds away by running it back to his own dead ball line. King to Sena, trying to get away from Jinwoo. Holman. Jinwoo has got a little attribute of a miniature terrier in the middle of the park. You know, doesn't give up, wants to win the ball back. Tae-hyun back inside to Jin-seok. Jeon. But again, there's sort of pause, a momentary pause before going square. Not a bad-looking ball. This time, Courtney Perkins sees Jinwoo bring it down and almost give it away. Jeon. Tae-hyun. Young Jae. Boateng all the way back to Bunkyun. plenty for Poyet to think about here. As I say, we're only just into month 3 of his reign, really. He'll still be trying to get them to play a certain way. Don't forget, he's only had the couple of games in charge in the AFC Champions League Two. There's expecting too much from Segacic. But the Sands through the egg timer. Slipping away fast here. Boateng got options out. Can he find him? Can indeed. Nice ball brought down by Taiwan. Thumped in. Companion with the chest down. Flag's gonna. I'm not sure what was happening there. And of course, Seung-woo is contesting that. There was a little moment of madness on the far side there with the flag. But the changes have brought a bit of purpose for Jeonbuk, but it may be a little late in the day here as we move into the end of the 74th minute. Jai, not a bad looking ball over the top, but it's going to evade the young legs of Byung-wan. Courtney Perkins now to throw towards the halfway line. Klimala's done well. With a towering header. Grant with his header. Kakares with his header, but it's untidy to say the least for Jeonbuk, but for Sydney, they'll be quite happy for the ball to be in their opposition's half. But mentally, they mustn't turn off. The Furtalai side mustn't turn off here. Seen many games turned on their heads. Lolly intercepting, sent up back to Lolly. Boateng spins him round. Seda. Well, he's got away from two in the end. Jinwoo's a little too hands-on. Poyet just with another change. The interpreter as he tries to get his point across on Boateng with a very loose pass. Courtney Perkins will let that just run out of play. And when you're fighting to try and get back into a tie, giving away possession like that isn't a good idea. Atmosphere just drops again inside the Yongin Muru Stadium here in Yongin. Klimala, is there a hat-trick for the Polish player? He's given the ball away and now as the break is on. Andrea Campagno is inside. Can he get the ball across to him? Well, he tried to. And Patrick Klimala, who gave the ball away, is the man that thumps it away from his own penalty spot. Good running back there. Jingyu coming on to replace Yoongjai. Ball into the box. IMF Campagno. Devon Ishamir, though, there to catch safely above his head. King's done well there. Segacic with a looked like a high boot, but Jens won the ball back. First touch here for Yingyu. Taiwan Boateng with the run forward, not a bad touch, but taken away by Sena. Perkins plays it safely away. I do not like commentators' curse sayings, and at the moment as Segacic heads it on, chance for Lolly. Lolly's breaking forward, it's going to be right foot, can he get it off? He can. But he took the scenic route. Jeon back to Bunkien. Made a double stop from Klimala 3 minutes after he opened the lead. Jinwoo driving at King, outside he goes, stands the ball up. This time there was nobody in now. Chance to put the ball back in the danger area. Good cross in again. Devonish Mears catches, drops and spills. Grant thumps it away, although the referee has seen an infringement. Campagno, the man that, you know, fair play. There was one in the first half when Campagno gave Devonish Mears a little bit of a hurry up in midair to say I'm around. And again, he's come out again the second time, the Australian keeper. This time the arm is thrust across him as he goes to gather. Jeon puts it away on this near side.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official attendance for today's match is 2,561. Thank you for attending.
A man now in your picture just trying to make sure they decide, retain what they have and don't give anything away. Hyun has rolled that out. Holman's across there, does really well. And could they run all the way through? It's going to be a throw for Jeonbuk. Tae-hyun. Jinwoo, who's spot flanked from where he started. Boateng, bit of time and space. Finds Tae-hwan. Ball into the box, little step over. Campagno sets it, but only for Alex Grant to thrust the ball away. You can see why Gustavo Poyet went out and brought in the services of Campagno. Gives them a focal point. You could argue that it's okay having a focal point, you've got to find him, and I think that Jeonbuk will eventually. Ryan Grant with a header away. Klimala. Lolly to his right. No real harm, clips it over the top. Segacic. First touch is poor, second touch is goal bound. Oh, the tantalising thoughts for Ufuk-Talay, just thinking 3. Gives me lots to play with if we go to the second leg. It'll never be academic at 2-0. But it'll certainly be a massive, massive fillip for the side, Sydney FC. Sena gives it away. Good work, good feet. Good grief, it wasn't the greatest finish. And this is what will send Ufuk-Talay even whiter than he is at the moment. Lolly, Holman, Courtney Perkins, Alex Grant round the corner. Klimala, two lovely finishes, setting the scene for Sydney. Zaina, nice feet, just keep the ball. Mr. Talai will be saying, just keep the ball, don't give it away. We're trying to advance, but every time the ball is turned over. Well, Klimala's going to get a yellow card for that assault, we would say, in the trade on Taehyun. Taehyun with the ball up to the edge of the box. Grant with a header away into the body this time of Jingyu. Shot from distance goes wide. Again, opportunities arising. Jingyu with the curler that was always off target. A happy young man. Zaina will take his time. 85 on the clock. Grant has given the ball away, and that is going to be the curse of Sydney if they're not too careful. Nice footwork again. That's not really getting there. Now is a chance for Lolly. Lolly tries to flick it back. Little ricochet favours the home side. King, Cacares, straight down the body there of Bumkyung. Boateng has been a little bit careless with the football. Lolly's done well to win it back. Has an effort. Been quite quiet, Joe Lolly, in terms of what we've seen of him on the ball. But by the same token, the work off the ball is often unseen for players. Jeonbuk. Courtney Perkins goes out to try and sort it out. And again, wrong wavelength for the two players down that far side. Yun. A little bit more adventure being shown by the home side, it has to be said, as we go towards the final regulation minutes of the 90 here, but in terms of inroads and glorious chances, they've been few and far between. Jin coming forward, got an option on this near side. Taekwon leaves it to Jinwoo. Jingyu, crossfield ball. Taekwon. Is that going to go for a corner? It is. Jingyu is going to sweep this out towards the man in your pitch you fancy. He's going to get a little screening there from his teammates. Campagno! He gets a full forehead on it. And the most real presentable chance is spurned there. First time he's actually got a real full forehead on anything. And it's wide of Devon Ishmael's left post. And in that little soupçon of football here in the Yongin Miru Stadium here, that is what Ufuk Talay will look at next week. Won't want to give the ball away, won't want to give cheap free kicks away on corners because he could cause problems. Segacic, Lolly, Segacic, Lolly. Kakares, Sena. Keep ball now for Sydney, although they've got it incredibly tight. Chance here for Kakares to try and measure a ball in. Lolly sweeps it in. Tries to play it through for Kamara. One free kick given away there by Holman. Taiwan. Corner again. Good work on the far side yet again by the young one. Well, he has had some efforts, but the last one was clearly the best one. And again, peels away. Segacic is a really small person, gets the ball away and picks up the second piece here from Klimala. Klimala tries to take it on. Jeonbuk of cover. Well, we're into the 90. We're waiting to see how many minutes are going to be added on. Inside he goes, Seungwoo. Oh, again, it's a ball to nothing, and that's what they've got to be so careful of. You're working hard to win the ball back and giving it away. Segacic now with the ball. Played too far in front of him. 3 additional minutes to be playing. Klimala's gone down. Referee says I'm not stopping that for a head injury. Boateng. Jingyu. Finally, the referee has spotted Klimala down. He's now sat on his haunches. Well, he's the man that separates the sides, in fairness. Long ball over the top from Kakares on 36. He got goal side of the full-back, Taiwan. And he just lifted it high into the net, and then 30 minutes later in the second half, they backed off and invited him to shoot from 24 yards, and billowing nets. And yeah, there's the goal celebration. Enough said. What happened to the old days when you just put your finger up and ran away? There is a change. Anyway, Klimala goes off, Kucharski comes on.
시드니 FC팀의 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 9번 패트릭 클리마라 선수가 나오고 25번 자이리 크차스키 선수가
been told in my headphones that you know what happened to the old days. Kucharski trying to get sent through. Well, he just signalled the goal, but I mean, your old hat now if you're doing the slide. But we're not talking about goal celebrations, we're talking about this game, and it's Jeonbuk 0, Sydney 2. I digress. Jeonbuk have been, I won't say well beaten, but they have been controlled throughout the game, I think, by Sydney. Right from the first kick, Sydney were more composed on the football. And they had the forward who had his scoring boots here as well. Kucharski. King loses out. Kucharski round the corner. Sena catches a little bit of Jeonbuk, and a free kick will ensue that should just see the final few seconds of this victory you to admit to now for Sydney, which will leave them well placed for the second leg. But like most things, Gus Poyet will have seen the opposition. He will have something to really work on. I know he'd have done his homework before today's game, but the hands have been played in his first 90 minutes. It's going to be a substitute coming on. A little run out for Will Kennedy. For Joe Lolly. Sample a little bit of Champions League football. Kakares. Segacic. Well, he got the shot in, but took a deflection. It's going to be a corner late on in the piece here for Sydney. Only one thing on his mind when he came inside. Kucharski. Short to Sena. And that is the end of the game. It's difficult not to use words like routine or comfortable, because Jeonbuk were very much in this game for long periods of it without really threatening Sydney at all, who looked more composed from the start. That man in the picture, Patrick Klimala, with a fine finish on 36. Long ball over the top by Kakares, lifted it high past the keeper, Bum Kyun. And then 30 minutes later, in terms of the clock, a lovely run by Segacic took away Jeonbuk, and Klimala rifled in from 24 yards into the bottom corner. He also had a double save by the keeper, Bum Kyun, as well, and Jeonbuk really didn't fashion too many chances. Their hopes hang on the big Italian Andrea Campagno in the second leg. It's not all over, but it's a big hill now for them to climb. But as the sides go through their finishing touches here, Sydney will fly back. Very happy with their night's work. Gus Poyet will have plenty to think about. Costa just making sure he goes through. Referee and his assistants. Fine game for them as well, all from Uzbekistan. But the size of the task has just grown somewhat as it's finished here down in the Yongin Miru Stadium in Yongin. Jeonbuk 0, Sydney FC 2. Thank you very much for watching.
scratches on my back.